Hello, 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 and I'm back again. It's Joe's Ventures, and now we're going to be looking at this new species profiles that's come out for the new DLC for Jurassic World Evolution: Return to Jurassic Park. Now, I know I'm a little late to this. I've just had a very busy day, but I'm really keen to get stuck into it and give my thoughts and opinions. But if you want to watch this all by yourself, I can give you the link in the description, so you can watch it without my commentary and give, obviously, Frontier your support. Okay, let's do this. Starting off, I really like how this is framed. Like it really looks like how it did in Jurassic Park 1993 because I recently rewatched it like last night and it really just gives the atmosphere of like 1993, like the old computers that they had and the Linux system that they used in the movie.
The greatest carnivore to ever.
Now, I like this impersonator. Like, obviously, you can't really truly impersonate a person's voice, but I think this guy's doing a good job with the information he has from Richard Attenborough, R.I.P. sadly. But I really like that they're at least trying to get someone that sounds like them and can do a good Hammond-ish, because it works well. I think he's okay. Obviously, you can't beat the actual person, but sadly, he's passed away. Richard Attenborough, R.I.P. So we'll just carry on now.
Walk the earth.
Okay, now that was the direct roar from Jurassic Park, so that's really cool to see. And I really like seeing the more textures from the movie. Like if you look at the animatronic or in the movie, it's got that more wrinkle texture versus the kind of sickly, rubbery texture from Jurassic World. And you can see that there's been at least slight model edits. Like I can notice at least textures have been updated to match the more wrinkly form of the original movie. And also like the face has been reworked a little bit, probably to look a little bit more like the version from Jurassic Park itself.
And quite possibly our most prized and
Okay, this one is really fun.
spectacular.
We see that the return of the fence with the grating at the bottom, and we see that the feeder is already also been like 1993 version of it, which has the little cage like it in the movie. It was really weird that they still keep it the same goat. It'd be really cool if they had more variation in the goats, because the one in the movie had black spotches over it, and goats do come in a lot of very interesting varieties in terms of breeds and coloration. So that would be a little bit, that would be cool to see, because obviously we'd like to see more variation as much as we can just to spice it up a little bit. We also see here that with the T-Rex you can really notice the profiles change a little bit, especially the face. I can definitely notice it. And then you see at the back there are these kind of weird pylons, which I think will replace the ones that are used in the game with Jurassic World, like the more modernistic ones. These ones are a little bit more JP style. I think they look kind of weird, but I think it really does fit the style more. And I really enjoy seeing this kind of fence. You can see that it's less bulky, but it just feels more like Jurassic Park, which I think has a better aesthetic than the other Jurassic World movies that we got, obviously in Jurassic World Evolution. Okay, we'll carry on now.
Killer attraction in the entire park.
That gets you a really good look at it. You can see just a bit of wrinkles, and I really like seeing that they've updated the models just to make them more fit to the 1993 Jurassic Park counterparts. Using the rules too.
Three-horned and mighty, the Triceratops is our local gentle giant.
Okay, this is a good one. You can definitely see that there's been a lot of changes from the Jurassic World Triceratops to the Jurassic Park Triceratops. The main difference really was the texture, because in Jurassic Park, the Triceratops had a lot more defined scales and less of a smooth skin. You can clearly see that they've added that, especially along the frill and on the back. There was like some osteoderms slash scoots that were definitely visible on the animatronic that was in the movie. It was really cool to see that again. And we can definitely see some small model edits. Like I can see like the horns have been changed a little bit, the beak's been changed a little bit, just to better fit the profile of the one from Jurassic Park.
One that'll melt hearts and draw astonishment from
Oh, that's quite cute. I like how it's sitting there sleeping. It's actually is quite adorable. Though it's a nice little callback to the movie. And we can see the one in the back, it really does look a lot more like the Jurassic Park version, because you can see it's a little bit more stocky and it's more texture. Even though it's weird because the original is actually more bluish than it's seen here. But I can understand why they do that because of the reference of the animatronic. Plus, I think the brown kind of fits better because most large animals today are more dull colors. Not all of them, of course. There's exceptions to every rule of nature, but they tend to be a lot more drab. But I do like both versions. But I think if there's going to be a lot of different skins and stuff, there'll probably definitely be a like a bluish version, hopefully. So that would really give people what they like. But seeing in the background, you just see how actually good that looks. It looks pretty much like the normal Triceratops.
all our guests for years to come.
That looks just like a slightly lightened version of the shot that we had in the announcement trailer. It's really cool to see it move around and it gives you a good look at the more updated textures, which I think look a lot better. Okay, now we're really going to get into the big boys now.
It was always our endeavor to bring back creatures not just great.
Now, a lot of people have been asking for Compsognathus, and we all thought that in the trailer it was going to be in some special mini exhibit, but some dude on Reddit confirmed that it would be a free roaming animal, which does worry me a little bit because if you even have a look at Homocephaly, which is like probably like 3 times the size as Compsognathus, it can be really difficult to select and dart in game. So I think there would have to be some sort of improvements to help us better able to individually select these animals because they're so small, you can barely see them. So it'd be really interesting to see how they handle that.
But small too. Compsognathus is the culmination of.
And these are pretty cute. I really like these small little guys, even though they're deadly. It'd be really cool if like maybe if you breed them 5 count as one animal, or I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it'd be really cool to see. And you can see that there's one scratching there. It's really cool they have little incidental animations. It's cool to see more of these animals. Because obviously, it's something that they've been asking for a while. And this is basically gonna, if you add Dimorphodon and Mosasaurus, then we'll have every animal from the movie. All the movies, all 5. So it'll be really interesting to see how this paves the way for that.
That dream realized by science.
Okay, and I think that's pretty cute. You get to see it. It's like almost like a little cat or a dog. You know how they often drag their meals, and it is a very cute little dinosaur. And then we see here at the back, there's some sort of thatched building, and we don't know what it is, but it'll be really interesting to see what it is because it looks like it's got. It might be a toilet, because it's that's what it might be, a toilet, but it'll be interesting to see what else it is. Will be because I think every kind of thing is getting a new model, like everything, or buildings and things, just to give more style, like another building theme, like they would in Planet Zoo, just to give another style of park that we can build so it looks a little better.
A lumbering giant with great plates upon its back and spikes on its tail.
Okay, now I really like this version of the Stegosaurus. The one in Jurassic World, Evolution, had this weird scaly pattern that looked a little ridiculous and it was really dark green and it just didn't look that nice. But this one really has a nice green to it. And you can see the real wrinkly textures like it was in the Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. And I think that really just fits the animal more for this kind of thing. And you can see the beak as well. And you can see there's probably variation in the colors. It's really cool to see that they're creating these more canon accurate animals for the people that have really enjoyed the original Jurassic Park, because this everyone was pretty much begging for it, and it's really cool to see that Frontier is listening to us and giving us what we want, and obviously we will repay them with our hard-earned cash. But I just really enjoy the Stegosaurus model because you see the wrinkles and everything. It'll be really interesting to see how actually different it is, because there's obviously some slight model edits, like the beak, but it's interesting to see how other animals will be changed to fit their versions, because this is not everything yet.
Stegosaurus will be
And you can see this slight variation, other than there might be lighting, but you can see that the one in the corner here is a little bit darker, and then this one's a little bit more green. It might be a trick of the lighting, but I think there will be like slight color variation just to give your dinosaurs a little bit more of a unique personality, kinda. Because obviously, no two animals are exactly the same. Though it is cool to see that they're adding little details like that.
sure to enthrall everyone who visits the park.
Now this is cool. Now we get to see a little bit more of the redwoods from the Lost World, and I have to say, if these are placeable, that'll be so awesome. Just because redwoods are just so iconic as plants, like, and even throughout the Jurassic and Cretaceous, there were a lot of redwood forests around, which really helps like bring the atmosphere more prehistoric. Plus, they were a lot larger than the dinosaurs. It helps feel them more like in a habitat, and in their habitat. So it's really cool to see. See, there's a herd of them walking through, having a shake, just loving life. Oh,
Raptors have been our greatest challenge to bring back from extinction.
now a lot of people did not like the Velociraptor from Jurassic World Evolution, and I agree. But this one looks infinitely better, and you can definitely see that they've made some changes in the model to more reflect the Jurassic Park version. Because if you see that in Jurassic World there is like a weird little ridge over the fenestra, an orbital fenestra, but I think they've like dulled that down here to make it fit more, and you can definitely see the skin does fit a lot more of the Jurassic Park version.
Ferocious and intelligent, they are a marvel of.
And now we see another one of the remade buildings. We have, this looks like some sort of bunker. I think it'll be the emergency bunker, and it looks like more the one that in the movie that Dr. Sattler and Arnold and the gang that was not out in the park was hiding in while everything went to crap. So it was really cool that we're seeing like all the buildings remade, because it would be kind of weird if it was one here, but it's really cool to see.
Cretaceous evolution.
And even the teeth fit better in the movies, because in the movies the teeth went longer as it went back, and you can definitely see that, especially here with the roaring shot in front of the iconic park gates, which obviously is awesome. It's really awesome. I really hope it's a placeable object too, because who would not love to place that in their parks?
Imagine
And now we get into another new boy. This is Pteranodon.
a birdcage greater than any ever built, housing the.
This is definitely modelled more after the Jurassic Park 3 version, which I argue is the best. But it's really cool to see how the aviary affects animals coming into the game in the future. Because, like, we could have Dimorphodon, of course, which is a smaller pterosaur, like a big boxy head, which was from Jurassic World that escaped with the Pteranodons. And then we could also have like the two other versions of the Pteranodon, the Jurassic World one and the Lost World one, which is more looking like Jessenbergia. I think that would still be really cool to see if they added them as different species, but. And then you could also add non-canon animals. You could have like Quetzalcoatlus, or I think Gamer Empire. I might link it in the description. He made a video on a sort of like aviary DLC where there could be potential species that could be added into this aviary, which would look really cool. I think that could kind of work like the exhibits in Planet Zoo, where it's a pre-made enclosure, but you can change maybe objects within it, or change what, obviously put what animals you want in it. You can put cockroaches, lizards, centipedes. This is work just with pterosaurs. You could put in Pteranodon, and you put in JP Pteranodon. You could put in a Jurassic World Pteranodon in another, or even Dimorphodon, or even animals like Quetzalcoatlus or other pterosaurs that would be really interesting to see, like obviously Quetz and I'm actually kind of drawing a blank of some. I can think of some, but I'm not sure actually how to pronounce their names. But I think there's a lot of really cool pterosaurs.
Largest flying creatures you ever saw. Our
See, looking at it, it looks like there's going to be looped animations as you go through and see them. But I really like the design of this aviary. It really fits the Jurassic World style.
Pteranodon aviary is that dream fulfilled.
That's so cool, and I reckon hopefully we'll have cameras around so we can see all the different animals, all the different angles of the animals that we can see, so we can see them from up here, down there, which was similar to the Planet Zoo exhibits, because you can pick a camera and try and look in. So that'd be cool. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments, because this has got me really excited. So, obviously, like and subscribe. You know, every YouTuber's got to do that. I got to do that. And I hope to see you another time. Catch you later.